well, I teach in the course of teaching about. I use art about the Holocaust, at least for the first number of years I was guest teaching, to teach about tolerance, hate, race hate, religious hate. The Holocaust being kind of like an epitome example of what happens when you have hate at its zenith, at its worst, which is genocide.
Metaphor of us trying to repair the world, right? And that our ongoing struggle is how do we put those shards back together into a vessel.
Absolutely.
And on the one hand, it's meant to be an ongoing exercise. On the other hand, some days it's so deeply frustrating in terms of just how broken things are. But I remain very optimistic that we will be able to improve things in our lifetimes, get them to perfect now.
Worked very hard to create and support and fund a scholarship program called Passport to College that sends foster youth and former foster youth to college. It gives them the money that they need to go to college. So it's very important to understand that only 2% of the foster youth in our state ever achieve the dream of a college education. But believe it or not, 30% of foster youth go to jail within a year and a half of leaving the state's care. So foster youth are such an important part of our community, and they really need our help. And I think the state of Washington can do a lot better to support them, and I work really hard to do that.
So why did you choose to be a teacher, not a doctor or any other profession?
I think it was a choice about how I wanted to spend my day. I mean, to be honest, in some ways it's a selfish decision because it's more fun, entertaining, and sort of exciting for me to spend my day with a group of kids. You know, teaching in a classroom, thinking, asking questions, answering questions on the fly, having to learn things that I didn't expect that I would have to learn. So that's part of it. The other part of it is I feel like, I don't know if I feel like it's a duty, but I do feel like it's an important thing to make sure that kids are able to have a conversation.
Yeah.
That they're good at connecting different subjects in a way that makes sense and is meaningful and can make their world a richer, better place.
Oh, what's it like to build a new school? Yeah. So that's exciting, and to feel like we can do kind of what we want, right? I mean, obviously there's requirements and expectations from the state, from the district, and all that, but I think we're really trying to look at what can we do differently? What do we do? How do we really challenge kids? And one of the things Bruce Dixon asked us to do was look back on our own education and say, how invested in it were you? How engaged were you in your education? And for some of us, myself included, I would say virtually none. Still trying to do education the way we did 15 or 20 or 30 or 50 years ago, we're wrong. And so we're asking a lot of questions. So starting a new school really starts with a ton of questions and then trying to collectively figure out what to do with those. Do we need to close the door?
There's lots of different ways that I try to help people, and lots of different kinds of people that I work with.
Can you name a few of the ways you try to do it?
Yeah, sure. So some people, I work with some families that are very, very interested in making important changes happen in the world, and they've been fortunate enough to have very significant wealth, very significant money and they are looking for help in picking really good organizations to give their money to, or they're looking for someone who can help them focus their giving in a way that's likely to be really effective.
What I've focused on is getting people to participate, because if people don't participate, our society gets run by just the greediest and most short-sighted and most destructive institutions and individuals, and that doesn't work very well. So